River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine. From a place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome. But nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV, and it's the West Ham United versus Newcastle United match preview. Tonight I'm joined by regular co-host Roly, the voice of reason, and also a new guest on the show, the West Ham fan, Italy Jet. And how are you guys?
I'm still buzzing from Sunday.
Still,
yeah.
I totally get it. I'm just Is that good? I think it's a good one. I'm just
Yeah, you must have been happy with your result against Southampton at the weekend and got you out the relegation zone.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm happy with when it comes to that point, but I'm also happy that things might be coming together a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get into it in a moment then. But I'll just go through these. If you like what you see, then please smash the like. It does help the channel up the search results, so smash those likes. Thank you very much indeed. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then consider hitting the subscribe button. Free to do so, helps the channel grow. And that bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. If you want to make a donation to the channel, there is a link in the chat. Just click the link and follow the instructions. Now, also... Dan from Let's Talk Sport on Twitter. If you've got Twitter, you may have seen it. I'm part of his group, as is Italy Jet and as is John Sinclair and Pete Proudlock. So Dan from Let's Talk Sports has kindly donated a prize. Now, the prize is a shirt, a Let's Talk Sports shirt, a mug, and a £10 Amazon voucher. So,
good prize.
There is going to be a question coming up in the next few minutes, and when I give you the question, I suppose Google's probably going to crash tonight with everybody searching for the answer. But yeah, so there will be a prize, and then what I'll do is for each correct answer that comes through, I'll write you down on my sheet with a number next to you, so from 1 to whatever, and then what I'll do is I'll go off that, and then I'll spin the wheel, and we will see from there who comes up and wins the prize. So it'll be on the number generator. So whoever gets that number wins that prize. I think that's a fair way of doing it, rather than the first answer that comes in. Get everybody's right answers, because there'll probably be a lot of them coming in. I'm just going to jump into some comments first of all. Pierre Vacan, evening Tony. Evening Pierre, hope you're well, mate. Andrew says, all right, man. Yeah, absolutely fine. Sefton says, EIO. Evening all. Sefton's in the house. How are you, the lads? Still buzzing? Yes, absolutely, Sefton, aren't we just? And Billy's in, he says, evening, fellas. Evening to you as well, Billy. Hope you're well,
Billy.
mate. Good lad is Billy.
Yeah.
But, so my guest, obviously, the West Ham fan, so I'm going to come to you first. I mean, tell us about how you found your season so far.
Unfortunate. I would say very unfortunate. I know the World Cup has kind of messed some things up. We spent a lot of money in the summer, and it just hasn't really panned out about a couple months ago. But now I think it's starting to come together a little bit with these guys. I know Skamaka's got an injury right now, so he'll rehab for about 2 weeks. But overall, to sum up our season, it's just not like us. It's because we played so well last year, and now the way things are going, coaching issues, player issues, it's I just consider it just unfortunate. Now, thank God we're out of the relegation zone, but it's always week to week, right? Week to week.
Yeah. Do you think? Do you think if obviously if we win tomorrow, do you think Moyes will still be in a job till the end of the season? Do you think they'll wait till the end of the season before deciding on David Moyes' future?
Yeah. I think they're gonna fire him in the summer. There's already been links with like 3 coaches, but yeah, they'll keep him. They'll keep him until the end of the season. I can't. It's like it's April. I really can't see us doing something like that. I know other teams and coaches have done that. Like recently, they fire him, but I can't see. I just can't see it.
Yeah, I think it's a bit late in the season to be
Right.
firing.
Exactly.
I don't think it's going to make much difference. I think the teams are what they are. If you're going to sack a manager, the latest you needed to do it was with about 15 games to go.
Yeah,
Because
January.
Because it's going to take them. If you bring a new manager in, a new coaching staff, it's going to take them a few games to actually figure out what they've got, let alone how they can use them. I mean, when Eddie took over us in October, it wasn't till, was it January we got our first win?
December,
yes.
Yeah.
December we got our first win against Burnley. But you're talking sort of like 2.5 months. Well, you haven't got 2.5 months to do that.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I just think it's a panic move, and it's not really going to do anything if they get rid of teams getting rid of a manager now.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't believe Palace getting rid of Vieira, and then obviously Rodgers is gone, and now Potter's gone from Chelsea. I mean, it's just an absolute mess,
Conte.
isn't it?
Conte had a
And
mutual
Conte.
agreement. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was inevitable he had to go, though, after what he said in his press conference. So I think that, all in all, I think that was probably the one that you would expect to have left, but you wouldn't have expected anybody else to have been sacked this season. But shows you, we've had 12 managers sacked this season.
Could he be right, though? Could Conte be right about Tottenham or no?
He could well be. I mean, I
think he's spot on. I think he's spot on.
I thought Harry Kane was disgusting last night, because when he got pushed, when the hand went into the face, yes, it was hand to face, and it is a red card all day. Nobody's disputing that. It was Harry Kane's reaction afterwards. The way he went down and rolled about, holding his face, and I thought, hang on a minute, you haven't even been hit that hard, And then obviously Lucas Moura got a red card, and you saw how devastated he was, because he realised, I've gone over the top and I shouldn't have, and he was absolutely devastated.
Yeah.
But I just thought Kane made the most of it, though.
Yeah, but I think in some respects, the referees have a bit to blame, because the way they miss stuff, obvious stuff. Yeah, it's a definite red card. Everyone knows it's a red card, but did he trust the ref to give it? It's probably in his thinking. So, I mean, he'd probably been okay just putting his hands on the face and doubling up, but going down the ground, it just makes sure that the referee he forces the referee to come to the right decision. It didn't look that hard, but again, we don't know. We didn't actually feel it, so we don't know how hard it actually was. But I don't think he didn't need to go down onto the ground. But it just makes sure that the ref gives the right decision. And say with Mora's challenge, he was devastated, but it was straight red. There's no. It's one of those panic challenges. You lost the ball, I've got to get it back, and you're not quick enough. But
what a great equalising goal from Michael Keane, the centre half.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
At the end of the day, it's a great result for us, because Tottenham stay below us, and we've got 2 games in hand on them. Is it 2 games, or is it 3 now? It's 2. 2.
2, yeah, 2.
2. And Everton only got 1 point, so they're still in the mire, because we want them to go down.
Well, yeah, exactly. Ian says, evening, guys, evening, Ian.
Evening.
But yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, Billy's got a question for Italy Jet. Has Moyes taken the side as far as he can do?
Things are starting to come together on defense a little bit, and I think the Conference League, I think it's a good chance. I think we'll win that. I think that's as far as maybe he can go with that part of Europe. But I think now when it comes to the league, it's really hard to say. These next 4 games, I feel like 5 games are really going to be telling to see if we're going to go down or going to go up. I know that win this past weekend was huge for us against Southampton. So the fact that we won against that, but barely won against that, it's a little bit freaking out because we're going against a good. I mean, you guys are what? You guys are on a 3-game winning streak, right? 3-game winning streak. You've lost before that, but you guys seem to figure out because it was like a scoring issue with you guys. See if you guys can score. And now I feel like you guys are coming together. With us, I think our defense is gelling now. Ings is kind of an issue right now because I don't think the 4-2-3-1 is really suiting him right now. So I could see us starting Antonio. But as far as his Moyes goes, I can see us. I can maybe see us avoid relegation with him, but the team doesn't believe in him right now. So I think it's just game by game, I feel like.
Yeah, and Billy also asks this question as well. You've been long-time admirers of Rafa Benitez, so with Leicester eyeing him up, is it possible you could pull the trigger to get him before Leicester?
He didn't want to come here, so I think that's a no. I think we have our eyes on 3 managers right now, but I could see us getting him, but he rejected it, so I can't see that.
Yeah. Bias says, when I can't sleep, I turn Spurs highlights on.
Hey, same here. Hey, we got something in common. Same here. I love it. Midnight. The midnight oil. There we go. I love it.
No, Northumberland Jody says, part of the game now, unfortunately, they give the referees proper authority. These players will continue playing and deceiving officials. Yeah, you're totally right. And Billy says, it makes me sick having to cheer Everton on twice in 5 days.
I can't cheer for them. I can't do it right now. They're in the bottom half. I have to have them lose.
Can I have a clue for the prize? Right. So, yes. So, anybody who's just joined, Dan from Let's Talk Sports has kindly donated a prize to the channel. So, the prize consists of a shirt, Let's Talk Sports shirt, mug, and a £10 Amazon gift voucher. So, right. So now then, this is the question. And I think Google's probably going to crash when I ask this question because everybody's going to be Googling now. Right, 23rd of December 2017, we played West Ham away at the London Stadium. Now then, the question is, yes, I know it's 6 years ago, and people are going to think, God, how do I remember 6 years ago? Now, who scored the first goal for Newcastle United that day with a stunning free kick? Get your answers in. As soon as I start seeing the correct answers, I will write your name down with a number next to you, starting from number 1. And yeah, so the question again is on the 23rd of December 2017 at the London Stadium, who scored Newcastle United's first goal with a stunning free kick? There you go, guys. And Northumberland Jody says, can you ask the West Ham fan how he'll feel when Rice is pulling on the black and white shirt next season?
When who? Rice? Oh, he ain't going to Newcastle. That ain't happening. He ain't going there. He's going to Arsenal. If he's not, then Chelsea might say, "Oh, we'll pay you 150 million for him." So you never.
There's your answer there.
Million.
Huh? What?
Only 150 million.
I know, right? Maybe 200.
Yeah, that's more like Chelsea.
Right.
Billy straight in with the answer. So's beer. So I've got yours two marked down.
Actually, that was my answer. Good stuff. I like that, Billy. Billy and beer. Good stuff, bud.
Okay. I can.
Oh, we've lost Roly. I don't know what's happened to him. He'll probably be back in a minute. So
he's probably hit the wrong, right?
He's hit the wrong button, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Good stuff, guys.
He's back.
There we go.
We lost you there, Roly. What
There
you
you
were
go.
just in the
Back.
middle of saying something?
Yeah, I pressed the wrong button because I'm on the phone. So if it's on my laptop, I have to go. I don't have the chat appearing on the screen, so I have to go into it. And I pressed back rather than the cross, so it threw me out. But
Yeah.
if I'd entered the competition, I'd have been wrong.
Why? Who did you think, Roly?
John Joe.
Oh, John Joe. No, it was definitely not John Joe.
No.
There you go.
Billy didn't
Billy's
even
like,
need
didn't even
Google,
Google.
yeah.
There you go.
Italy, I've got a question for you.
Yes, sir. Bring it
Mitrovic
up.
says Sefton back. No, it's not Mitrovic. Sefton.
Yeah, one of my best mates is a hammer.
Oh, cool.
Is season ticket holder. Goes to
cool.
most of the home games and as many of the away games as he can.
Good.
He's petrified at looking at the table.
Yeah, me too.
I spoke to him yesterday, and he wasn't so. He was a little bit more optimistic that he still thinks you've got a real chance of going down.
He thinks so. He thinks so. Okay.
Yeah. How optimistic are you that you're going to survive? Because it's so tight down there. At the moment, it's any 3 from 9 could go down. It might be any 3. It might be any 2 from 8 if the Premier League got Everton points, which I really hope they do.
Right.
But how confident are you staying up?
Well, we have a tough schedule coming up. We still got to face against Fulham and Arsenal. We got you guys this week. We got Bournemouth. I hope we can beat Bournemouth. But and then after that, we got Liverpool, Crystal Palace. I think we should win, and then Man City. It's just going to be so tough because, like I said, I think these 5 games are really going to be telling to see if we go down or up. I am very concerned because there's not because I don't think I've ever seen this before in the Premier League where 7 teams, I would say, would you say 7 teams could be on the brink to go down? That's crazy. So it's anyone's ball game. It's anyone's. I am petrified. I really do. Because who would have thought Leicester would be down there right now? I didn't think that would happen. Leeds are gotten better in the January transfer window, in my opinion. So yeah, I am petrified because of everything we've done. Everything we've done this summertime, getting all these big players, but Moyes hasn't played to their strengths, and that's what's frustrating for me. But yeah, I'm very concerned.
Yeah, I mean the thing that makes it. I mean, I've not seen a relegation battle this tight this late in the season.
I agree.
When I've been watching football since the mid 70s.
Nice.
And there's normally a team now that's cut adrift that's sort of like 6 or 7 points away from safety. Mm-hmm. Where you look at Southampton, they're bottom, and they're only 3 points away from safety. You got Leicester. What was it? You've got Southampton 23, Leicester 25, then it's Leeds 20. Was it Leeds 26?
Leeds have 26 points,
and then you've got about 4 clubs on 27.
I know, isn't that crazy? It's crazy.
Forest, yourselves, Bournemouth on 27. You've got Wolves Everton. On 28. Everton on 27. Wolves on 28. Then you've got a little jump to Palace on 30. They're not quite safe yet, but
yeah,
they're not far off it. It's just so tight. I'm just glad that we're not down there. I mean, I think you'll stay up mainly because I think there are 3 worse teams than you.
I as much as I would like to believe you, I've seen this before. So I agree that I think it's going to be. Who do you think is going to be down? Like in your personal opinion?
In personal opinion, if you let's say that Everton don't get points stopped, I think it will be Southampton. I just think that though they're playing reasonably well, I just don't think they've got the firepower to get the goals to win games, and that's what they need to do.
I agree.
I think Leicester will go. I think that really they've lost the plot. Really, They're just like that. I just can't see how having a new manager in is going to change anything there. And then it's a toss-up. I think it's really difficult after that.
Yeah, it really
Everton
is.
are really gritty, but powder puff up front. I think Leeds ship gold, but they also score loads.
Yeah.
It possibly could go down to goal difference, and if it does, you're looking at Bournemouth because they're Bournemouth or Nottingham Forest because their goal differences are horrendous. But they're both picking up points. Forest are good at home and picking up points at home. They're very unlucky not to win at the weekend. Bournemouth have picked up some really good wins recently. It's just so tight. I mean, Wolves have started dropping points. I think the problem that you guys have got is you had a good win on Sunday.
Southampton. Yeah.
But just about everybody around you either won or didn't lose. So it didn't really, though you moved out the bottom three, you didn't really pull away.
We only got out there for a short time.
I mean, my three, I think, will go down the season. To be fair, I think it'll be Southampton definitely. Yeah. Then I think Leicester, and Everton.
I hope it's Everton. I really do.
I think Everton will get a point deduction and they'll be gone.
If they get a points deduction, they're done for. Even if they only give them 3, they'll be done for. But they should get 9. Or I think it's 9, isn't it? Or was it 10 for?
Remember, we have a huge game in the Premier League tonight, and I'm not talking Chelsea, Liverpool either. I'm talking Leeds United versus Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, that's
Isn't there someone else playing, or is there?
There are quite a few tonight.
There's quite a few. It's all rearranged games.
So today, oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, there's quite a few. Wow.
Yeah, because we've got
Bournemouth, Brighton.
Yeah, we've got a full fixed round of fixtures today and tomorrow.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Forest, Leeds, Bournemouth, Brighton. Some tough games.
Oh my God, this is going to be tight. Leeds and Nottingham Forest will be tight. Leicester and Aston Villa. I can see Aston Villa winning that one, but Bournemouth and Brighton. Brighton should win this, but it's isn't it? Is that a derby for them or no?
No.
I didn't think.
Remember,
they are both South Coast, but Bournemouth consider sort of Portsmouth and Southampton as their derby, whereas Brighton consider Crystal Palace as theirs.
Yeah.
Thing is, Bournemouth, when you look at Bournemouth, they've pulled some good results out at home because they beat Liverpool 1-0. They come back and beat Fulham 2-1 at the weekend. And not only that, they could beat Brighton tonight. What's to say they don't beat Brighton tonight and then they go to Leicester on Saturday and win that game or get a draw at Leicester? That's why I can see Bournemouth pulling out this because at home they are pulling out the freak results, but they are getting them.
Yeah, and I think this season could be the first season that I remember in the Premier League where all 3 promoted clubs stay up.
I mean,
there's a big possibility of that. But 2 of them could go down.
Right.
I mean, as a West Ham fan, I mean, I was saying if the table say at the end of the season, right, there's a gap of a point. But say you're 3rd bottom and Leicester are 4th bottom, for instance, and there's a point in it. Now, the last game of the season is massive because West Ham are away to Leicester on that last day of the season. And the thing is, you need that win to stay up. All Leicester need is a point. And you don't want to come down to that, do you, really?
But you know what? It might come down to that day. Let's be honest.
There are quite a few of the teams that are fighting relegation playing each other on the last day of the season. So
you're right.
I think about three of the ones at the bottom are playing teams similar to them or in a similar sort of situation. I think about 3 games.
Yeah.
It's West Ham, Leicester, Crystal Palace, and Nottingham Forest, and you got Everton and Bournemouth.
Yeah, so it could be that the results of those games will determine who go down.
Yeah,
I agree.
anybody who's
I
just
thought
joined the
Saturday's
chat,
going to be good.
yeah, I can see a couple of people just joined the chat. You currently just joined the chat. There is a little competition tonight. Let's Talk Sport, who's on Twitter. Very nice guy who runs it, called Dan. He's kindly donated a Let's Talk Sport shirt, mug, and a £10 Amazon voucher to the winner. So the question tonight is, who scored Newcastle United's first goal with a stunning free kick against West Ham at the London Stadium on the 23rd of December 2017? If you get your answers in, I'll pop you down on the list. I've only got 4 names down so far, so get your answers in. And what we'll do is each number, I've started from the top, so started from number 1. And what we'll do at the end is we'll bring up the number generator live on screen, the Wheel of Fortune, and whoever's number comes up, you've won that prize. So get your answers in. Who scored Newcastle's first goal with a stunning free kick against West Ham at the London Stadium on the 23rd of December in 2017? So I'm just going to get into some comments now, because I see there's a few just come in the chat. BS says, West Ham will survive. I want it to be Everton, Palace and Leeds, but I think it will be Southampton, Bournemouth and Forest.
Interesting.
Lee says, heard about hamster face Paul Scholes talking a load of crap. Yes, we have, yeah.
I mean, what else is new?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sefton's got it right. Henry Xavier. Lee says, Leicester, Southampton, Bournemouth. Yeah.
Could be.
Leeds will win 2-1, says Lee. He also says it's the most tightest bottom of the league that's been for years. Absolutely.
Oh, I agree.
And Sefton says it's a best of 3. As long as you got the answer right, Sefton, that's all that matters, mate. But, I mean, in terms of, I'll go to you first, I mean, in terms of tomorrow, I mean, how do you see your team line up tomorrow? And, I mean, first of all, there's a nice big battle tomorrow in the midfield, isn't it? Between the two best mates, Bruno and Lucas Paqueta.
And
so how do you see that battle go on?
I think it's going to, I mean, they know each other very well. They play on the national team level. They also played in Lyon together as well in France. So they know each other really well. They know what they're capable of each other and their talents. And I think for me, I think it's going to be quite even between those two. And I think your defense is good, but I think our defense is gelling. You guys, how's Pope doing? Is Pope still injured?
No, he's played. He played on Sunday.
Okay.
Well, you say he played, but he didn't do anything.
Okay.
He had 1 shot to save, which was straight at him in pain. And Man United only had 6 shots in the whole game. So, yeah, he got on the field, but whether you say he played or not is just subjective.
I think it's going to be a great battle between those two guys, though. I think this is going to be a good game.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And, I mean, I know you spoke about Scamacca. I mean, we were looking at him last year. I'm sure there was rumours of us looking at him, but nothing happened. I mean, how do you rate Scamacca? Because normally Italian strikers come over to England and they don't have the greatest of times. I mean, there's been a few which have been the exception, like Fabrizio Ravanelli and Gianluca Vialli. But other than that, I mean, how do you rate Scamacca?
And Di Canio. West Ham. He did good for a couple years. Yeah. I mean, he's been having injuries, and also Moyes is not playing the best of his abilities with Scamacca as well. He's not getting time. So when he first played for us, he was kicking butt. I mean, he was on a roll, and then got injured, and then everything went down with Moyes, and it hasn't been the same. I think we should keep him, and I hope, when this new manager comes in, that'll keep him and play the best of their strengths. But yeah, it is very frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what are you hoping out of the game tomorrow, wise? I mean, what sort of performance do you want to see from West Ham tomorrow?
Either a win or a tie. I can't afford to lose right now. So that's what I'm hoping. I really do think it's going to be a good game. I think our defense figured it out finally, and I think overall, if we start Ings or Antonio, that's going to be pretty interesting. I want to see Cornet get in there. He's done really good in the Conference League. Ever since his injury, he's just been flying. Kind of want to replace Ben Rama. I know Ben Rama's been by far one of our best players on the team, but I think I you looking at Foxy, but
No, it's just so my West Ham mate would disagree with you there.
I know it's kind of I've been hearing it like 50-50. Like 50-50. He's been there, he's been not. But Bowen should be our best player. But my personal opinion, our best player so far, I mean, has been the Moroccan. I mean, the Moroccan Agard.
Yeah,
I can't say his name really well. I'm sorry for Aguerd.
Yeah.
I think he's by far been our best player on the pitch, along with Plaquata picking it up a little bit. But overall,
the great game at St James's Park with that tackle on Wilson, and I thought Wilson was going to get his second.
Yeah,
that was partly Wilson's fault for not cutting the inside, but it's a superbly timed tackle.
I agree. I think it's going to be really interesting though. Overall, it's going to see who can score. I mean, who wants it more? And right now, you guys are on a 3-game winning streak. We're coming off a win, so there's going to be a lot of adrenaline during the game. I feel like.
Yeah. Sefton says Mrs. Sefton's watching the game tonight because Sefton, obviously he's a Newcastle fan, but his wife is a Liverpool fan. And he's got to hide when Liverpool lose. He's got to hide because she doesn't like it and she goes mad. So
there you go.
Just keep your flat jacket ready, Seth.
Yeah.
But you're playing Chelsea, so you shouldn't need it.
Foxy says West Ham will stay up and win the Europa Conference. He says a difficult game for us tomorrow, but hopefully we'll continue the good momentum.
I agree. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of adrenaline, and it's a big game for us. And by far, I think it's also a big game for you because you guys want to continue to go to Champions League. First, when's the last time you guys been to Champions League?
Or ever?
That's since the early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, it's really big for both teams right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the things we've got going in our favour, obviously we're in a good run, but I think because the way you've been playing, the results you've been getting, your confidence is going to be very fragile. And if we come at you and get ahead early, it could make it really difficult for you. I mean, I don't know if you watched us against Manchester United, but everybody, including all the subs, played really well. We're started to play a bit like we did in October. We had October, November, going up to the World Cup where we won. Was it 8 on the spin? And we gave some teams a real good thumping. And we look like we could be giving. Someone's going to get a thumping soon. I'm not saying that you're going to get it, but I'd like it. Yeah. Did.
Something like that, right?
I mean, do you feel? I mean, with West Ham, do you feel this year? Do you think Fabianski hasn't been on his game as much this year as he has been in previous? Is he starting to slope a bit now?
Man, I prefer Areola. I always have. I always will. Fabianski, it was good, but overall, I just really want Areola in there. He's younger. Every time he's been there, he's been good. I know they love Fabianski over there, but I think it's kind of done. I'm kind of done with that. So I think overall, he has lost a step. He's not as quick as he used to be. And our defense wasn't getting it right before. I think now that we are, it's kind of didn't really help him out. But overall, Areola just looks quicker. He looks like he's just on the ball every time. So Fabianski, for me, should be the backup, and Areola should be the starter.
Yeah, I mean, this guy will run your midfield tomorrow, Declan Rice. I mean, we know he's a tremendous defensive midfielder. He's absolutely brilliant. And I mean, are you resigned that you're going to lose him in the summer?
I've been gearing up for him to lose him since I would say September, October. It's just things with him. he wants to leave. I understand he wants to leave. He wants to get the bag. He wants to play in London still. That's what he said. So I think overall, I've been kind of gearing up for this. I think it's also time to move on. I think if he continues to do well, we're going to get a good penny for him. And I think it's sad because he's one of my favorite players of all time. But I think we're all don't want him to go, but we're prepared for him to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Sefton says, he says, I remember Upton Park, brilliant away day, Seven Sisters Road.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, do you miss Upton Park, or do you like the London Stadium better now?
Man, I love the history of of stadiums like that. But hey, the new one's pretty good too. I like looking at it.
Yeah, it's not bad from it having been the old Olympic Stadium. I mean, you got that. I mean, like, you've moved into that. Man City moved into what was the stadium for the Commonwealth Games. So it's great that these stadiums are actually being used. Where if you go to Brazil and look at when they had the Olympic Games over there, all them stadiums now are all derelict, because just haven't used them. And, and you just think, wow, you've spent all that money, where at least in this country, like I say, we've give, Man City got the Etihad, which was for the Commonwealth Games, and you got the Olympic Stadium in London.
I agree. It was really cool. I loved every moment of it.
It's a question for you.
So,
but in your opinion on two players who of yours who disappointed me the most this season, on your opinions on them, one is Jared Bowen.
Oh, hell.
And the other is Lucas Paqueta. I was expecting a lot more from him.
I think Bowen, you're spot on. But how crazy of him scoring so much last year, and then this year he's still in the same place. He's still at same position, but he just hasn't pulled that trigger. And I think now he's got the speed. It's just I think it's all in his head. I was like, oh man, I had a great year. Oh, I'm on the bigger stage. I'm playing with all these players. I think it's a head thing. I think it's all in his head. Overall, he has been picking up steam a little bit lately, which I'm pretty happy about. But Paqueta, for me, I was like, okay, he should be playing better. But anytime you go to a new team, it's going to take time to get there. Sometimes it takes him a year. Sometimes it just takes him 3 to 6 months. But overall, I think now he's picking it up a little bit. I want him to score a little more, but I also think we're not playing him in the position that I like him to be, and I don't like the formation right now. So I can understand what you mean by those two players.
Yeah. I mean, Billy says Upton Park was great because of how close to the pitch you were.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Sefton says, I'm off because Mrs. Sefton's on the way, so I'm off into the loft with my 4 cans before kick-off. Enjoy your cans, Sefton, whatever you're drinking. But, yeah, I mean, it is. It's going to be... I mean, Roly, give us your take, what you're expecting from tomorrow's game. But before I come to you, Billy's just put a comment on. He says, West Ham were the best we faced at St James's Park this season, in my opinion. In my honest opinion. Do you go along with that one, Elijah? Because you did have a great game that day.
We did. I just think I'm always looking towards like now, and I think that was a great game. We need that game, but now since I'm looking over here, it's more like I want that team back from the performance that we played there. That's what I want back. Where has that been, right? So now I'm looking at here. I'm like, well, let's see if we can pull it off again. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Roly. So, what's your expectations for tomorrow?
A lot of it depends on the team that starts. Eddie said in his press conference that Willock had a little bit of a niggle. So we'll have to see whether he's fit to start because he was superb. I think we probably want to try that. If Willock's fit, we'll play the same starting 11. I know we've got a lot of games coming up, but just before the World Cup, we played as many games, and we've played the same team all the way through that. I think we're gonna try and come out fast. We're gonna press, and I think we're a much different team with Isak playing up front than Wilson. I think Isak's a much more dynamic player. He can move out. He can play through the centre. He's got good control and skill. He's quick, and I think his press is better than Wilson's. I mean, our first goal against Manchester United on Sunday, that's because of Isak's press. Because if he doesn't press the defender, they clear the ball. He presses the defender. He puts it out for a throw-in, and we eventually score from the subsequent throw-in. I think our midfield's playing as well as any in the country. You might say maybe Manchester City and Arsenal are playing better, but I don't think there's any other midfield that's as good as ours at the minute. Defensively, we're getting back to our normal selves again, stopping the shots coming in. So Pope can get back to his online course that he's doing during that November spell when he's had nothing to do. He's doing all these online courses during the match. And I think the other thing that I think we are more of a threat now, because I know Miggy was scoring a lot of goals, but Murphy provides a different threat. He's not going to cut inside as much as Miggy does, and he's going to whip the balls into the centre. And I think because he does that more, we're getting more people in the box because they know the ball's going to come in. And I think Alison Maximan's playing better as well. I think that he's looking to see who's around him more and trying to make, and he's picking out better. His decision making is better. It's been improving a while. He's not trying to do it all on his own. I mean, in Eddie's press conference, he praised Maxi for his all-round play, his defensive work because he's tracking back a bit more than he did, his decision making. If he's on form, he's going to give you a torrid time. And I said earlier, I think someone's in for a spanking soon. I'm not sure it's going to be you, but it could be. I mean, we could have beaten Man United. We were unfortunate not to beat Man United by 5 or 6 on Sunday. Without De Gea in goal, we would have, and with our shooting boots, we would have got that.
Yeah, definitely, Roly.
But it's football. So you never can tell. We might not turn up, and you could win it. I expect we will turn up, but because Eddie doesn't let we haven't slipped, and it's not. You can't say it's a one-off thing. This form, because it started January last year, and it's been pretty consistent through that spell to now. So you're talking about 18 months playing at the same level. So it's not fluke. It's just it's the way the club's progressed and the players have improved. And that player in the starting 11 that everyone said, "Oh, get rid in January," and when people doing player ratings after Sunday's game, everyone was getting 9s. You got a couple of 8s. Like Nick Pope got 7 because he had nothing to do. But everyone was playing at such a high level at the moment.
I'll just put in, Roly, sorry, there's been a goal in the game between Leeds and Forest have took the lead through Oriel Mangala on the 12th minute. So there you go. Leeds are losing 1-0 to Forest.
Oh, that's interesting, because Forest are normally a bit dodgy away from home, so it's good. I'd like them to stay up. Because they bought
Billy says maybe Man City aside, were probably just as good as West Ham, you know. Foxy's got a good point about, he says, Paqueta shouldn't be getting judged so soon. Joined the team, bang out of form. He's shown glimpses of time, just needs to adjust. Do you agree with that?
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Yeah, that's fair comment. I think part of my disappointment is that obviously there's a lot of hype about him coming to Newcastle when he was spotted playing footy in Bruno's back garden wearing a Newcastle shirt because they're buddies and came up to the game. You're right. Sometimes it takes players a long time to adapt.
Right.
Because the Premier League's a lot quicker, a lot more physical than any other league.
There's more competition. It's a lot better competition as well.
Because even playing teams at the bottom, the difficult games,
right?
You've got to earn the right. But once you've earned the right, you can. I mean, you can batter some of them, but you can't. You've got to turn up. I think with Paqueta, he sort of got. He was just before the end of the deadline? Wasn't the transfer deadline in the summer?
It was late in August, wasn't it, when he signed for you? Yeah.
Exactly. So he didn't have a pre-season, and he was thrown straight in.
Right.
Obviously, when we got Bruno in January, he sat out a few games and just watched and came on for 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there to actually acclimatise to the Premier League. So when he did actually start, he just blew us away. We saw the signs that we've got a real player. And I think there's probably the same with Paqueta. He'll probably be a lot better next season.
Yeah.
If we're up,
I'm sure you'll just have enough to stay up, I think.
Yeah, I've got more confidence in you than you have.
Alan says, evening, no problem. Just if Willock's not fit, J7 fits in. It's like a hand into a glove. No worries, just as strong. Do you know what, Alan? Absolutely right.
And that's the first time we've been able to say that for a long time. Because normally we lose one big player. We think, oh, bloody hell, how are we going to get past this? But everyone's playing at such a high level. And now that we actually have a decent bench.
Yeah. Sefton says, Spurs, Billy, it's correct. We used to travel down to the Smoke and have a few in the Seven Sisters on the Friday night. If we played on a Saturday overnight stay, happy days. And Sefton's predicting 2-0 win to Newcastle. And Ian says, I think it will be a hard game tomorrow, but going for a 2-1 win. And he says, the Hammers will stay up, says Sefton. If you've just joined us, by the way, like Sir Alan's just come into the chat, there is a little bit of a prize giveaway, courtesy of Dan from Let's Talk Sport. The prize is a Let's Talk Sport shirt, a mug, and a £10 Amazon voucher. So for anybody who's just joined, the question is, and you've got 5 minutes to get it in, is who scored Newcastle's first goal with a stunning free kick against West Ham at the London Stadium on the 23rd of December 2017. So that is who scored NUFC's first goal with a stunning free kick. If you get your answer in, I'll put you down on the sheet, and you'll be in the chance for winning the prize at the end of the towards the end of the show. But I'll give you another five minutes to get into that and get your answers in. But awesome. What have you got a prediction for tomorrow, Italy?
Yeah, I think it's I like what Fleming said. I think it's going to be at least 2-1. But I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be 1-1 going in the second half, and I think Newcastle will pull it off. I am predicting 2-1, but if we're on our game, I think it could also be 2-2.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, it could be a high scoring game.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, here we go. Roly, say something.
It's a funny old game. Yeah, you have results that you don't expect. I never thought that Bournemouth would beat Liverpool. I never thought Forest would beat Liverpool when they did. I'm predicting 2-0 Newcastle. I think it'll be a tough game, but I think that attacking you haven't been that great, and I think defensively we're so strong, and we seem to have got back to how we've been defending for most of the season. I think that Isak's going to cause you all sorts of problems up front. I think that will be the difference in the teams. I'm going for 2-0. I mean, it could be a 0-0 ball draw, but I doubt it. I think it's going to be 2-0. I did say that someone's going to get a spanking, but I don't think it's going to be you. I want it to be. I want it to be everybody, to be honest. But yeah, I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be you.
That's the 5th time you said that this whole
Yeah,
time.
I know because I believe it. I can feel it coming.
Right.
Because we've been so good going forward without actually really punishing teams.
Yeah.
In the last 3 wins, like we won, was it 2-1, 2-1, and 2-0? We should have scored a lot more goals than we did. But
Yeah,
I'm still going to go with 2-0.
So that's your prediction, is it, Rory? 2-0, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it will be a hard game, won't it? I mean,
yeah, it always is against West Ham.
Yeah, but we always play tough against Newcastle. It's just the way it's always been.
Alan says, yeah, if you want it for a full team, if you lose a player, replacement, so it's just as good bench now. Exactly, and it'll only get stronger in the summer.
Yeah.
Niall says, big up, lad. You'll do all good and we're absolutely fine, and Niall's a big Arsenal fan.
I know.
Foxy says, my biggest disappointment watching West Ham this season is Soucek. We off it in all aspects compared to previous years. Do you agree with that one? Thomas Soucek?
Yeah, he's been disappointing, but I don't think he's my biggest disappointment. I think Bowen has been my biggest disappointment. But he does have a point, though. Him and Rice have not been clicking lately, and he's not clicking with really anybody lately. In the beginning, I think now he's actually been pretty good because of what he did with the national team. He had a great international spell. So I think even before that, like a game or two, he was coming into his own. I think he's coming back a little stronger. But that being said, Lanzini has been coming on stronger and stronger. And we have been playing him a little bit more, so I can totally see us having Lanzini start over Soucek. So, which I've been wanting because I love Lanzini. So,
that's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I find it's going to be a tough game tomorrow. It's not going to be easy. Last season, we went to London Stadium. Craig Dawson opened the scoring, and Joe Willock scored just before half time, which earned us a 1-1 draw. I mean, we've had some good results down there. We haven't got a bad record down at the London Stadium. And the different brand of football we're playing this year is just, it's the best football we've played in a long, long time, So I think it'll be a tough game. I think we'll win it. I'm going to say 3-1.
Oh.
I think
2-0 and
we could win a 3-1. Yeah.
The other thing I'd like to say is that obviously I want us to win because of our position, and obviously I like winning, but I also like those after win photos. I want another one of them. We had a spell where we didn't have any. I got withdrawal symptoms, so I want another one of them.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen tomorrow. So
we've had another goal at the Leeds Forest game, and Leeds have equalised through Jack Harrison on 20 minutes.
Wow, it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah,
Chelsea are 0-0, but their manager Bruno has made a few changes to the Chelsea team. Yeah, he's brought in. I think he's brought in Kante as well into the midfield.
Oh, okay.
So he's playing 5 across the midfield and 3 at the back.
I like that.
Which is interesting, isn't it?
Chelsea have been, I think, the biggest disappointments in the Premier League have got to be a tie for Liverpool and Chelsea.
No, I think it's been Chelsea purely because of the number of players and the amount of money they spent. We all say that when they go away, they hire a triple decker bus to get all the players on.
Yeah,
ain't wrong there.
Lee says, like the movie Greenfields. Yeah. Have you got your answer in, Lee, to the question? Get your answer in, and I'll pop you in the draw, mate. Foxy says West Ham 1, Newcastle 1. So Foxy's going with the draw, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Sefton says, I can hear a lot of shouting downstairs. obviously she's getting animated with Liverpool, isn't she? So yeah, just waiting to see if Lee gets his answer in before I do the before we do the spin the wheel of fortune and see who wins the prize. But no, Lee, it's December 2017, mate. When we beat West Ham 3-2 at the London Stadium, who scored Newcastle's first goal from a stunning free kick? If you look through the comments, you might see the answer in there. But yeah, that'll be a little bit of a clue. Bia Vacan says West Ham 0, Newcastle 4.
Oh.
So he's going for a hammering tomorrow.
Ooh. Ain't that convenient? Going for a hammer and we're the hammers.
Yeah, exactly. Hammering the hammers. Yeah, exactly. It's. I mean, I still think West Ham will do enough to stay up. In my opinion, I can't see us going down.
I hope not. I hope not.
As I said, I think it'll be Southampton because I don't think they've got enough firepower to get the goals they need.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be Leicester because I think they've imploded. I don't think they're salvageable at this late stage of the season. Then it is a bit of a toss-up. But I think the thing you've got going for you, one of the biggest things you've got going for you is that you've got a far superior goal difference than anybody at the bottom, anybody else that's around you. Because you're about minus, was it 12, and everyone's in the minus 20s.
Yes, you're correct with that.
That's like having an extra point.
True. And also, I think for me, like what I've noticed is I think we're clicking at the right time. I think Zuma and the Moroccan, I keep forgetting his name. I'm sorry. Aguero. I think they have a good partnership now. Timo Carey played really well last game, and I think we're starting to click. I hope that we continue to click. But yeah, you're right. That goal, that little thing could just be like, oh, let's get over the hump, and then win the Conference League, bounce back this next year with a good coach, and then we'll see what happens.
Ian says Villa are winning at Leicester. So Villa are currently in 7th place at the moment. And Bia says Botman with a hat-trick and Bowen on goal. God. Bia, I tell you what, mate.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I tell you what,
God.
Bia.
Who
Get
is
that
this?
down on a bet builder. Get that on a bet builder. Gosh, I'll tell you what.
Beer
You'll
Viking.
be buying the drinks, mate.
My God. Where do you find these people? No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Yeah, get that on the bet builder. I tell you what, I bet the odds would be poor. Wouldn't like to think what the odds would be for that. It'd be massive, I would reckon, though. Especially a Botman hat-trick, that's for sure.
Chelsea have a good chance.
Man, you know what? If that happens, though, I could see it. Just our luck. Luck.
From obviously an opposition's perspective, and obviously, so it's not from a Newcastle perspective, but what have you made of this guy since he's come back into our team, Alexander Isak, after his injury layoff? I mean, he's quality, isn't he?
I love him. I wanted West Ham to get him. I was jealous when you guys got him. He played really well in Spain. I think he's one of the best Swedish players as well. I think he's gonna be one of the guys now. But yeah, I really hope he continues to do good because as Roly, the voice of reason, was saying, you know, you guys have more confidence, I feel like, in him than Wilson at the moment, right? With Callum. So I love him. So.
I think it's not so much have more confidence, like though Callum had a bad spell. I think he just poses more problems, and they're different ones. Because everyone's seen Callum Wilson play, and they have an idea how to play him, but they really have no idea how to handle Isak, which is great for us because he's quick, he's skillful, he's got a good touch, decent in the air, and can finish.
Brighton are winning as well, as Ian said, and it's Evan Ferguson, that 18-year-old superstar, scoring again. What a player he is, isn't he?
Yeah,
I agree.
Again, Brighton have unearthed another gem, haven't they? So,
my goodness.
Right? We're going to do the draw because it's draw time, and yes, so we've got 6 correct entries in the hat. Yes, so I'll read out the names as follows by the numbers because this is obviously in the order that the entries came in. So, number 1 is Billy. 2 is Bia Vacan. 3 is Ian Fleming. 4 is Sefton Mag. 5 is Foxy. And 6 is Lee Kelly. Sounds like the FA Cup draw, doesn't it? You know.
Oh, that's funny.
It's a bit like the FA Cup draw. So right, I'll get the wheel on the screen, and we're doing it live so everybody can see it. So there it is. There's the wheel on there now, and I think we've got too much zoom on that. I think so. I'll take that down a touch. There we go. Right, and just pop that up. So there's the wheel. Got all the numbers on 1 to 6, and right, spin the wheel, and it should start in 1 moment. We don't know what's happened there, so hang on. We'll go back a touch. Right, it clicked on. Hang on. There we go. So there's the wheel. We'll do it again. Malfunction for the wheel, I think. It's not going to go. No.
I think the spin
See if we can
bit's
get
in the
it back
middle of
up
the
and
wheel.
running. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Right, let's do it again. There we go. I saw the start at the bottom. I thought I'd better hit that. Right. Yeah, we go. 3, 2, 1. Number 6 is one, and that is Lee Kelly. So well done, Lee Kelly.
Well done, Lee.
You have number 6.
There you go.
Has come in.
There we go.
Well done, mate. Well done, Lee. Congratulations. You need to message me, Lee. What social media do you use, Lee? Just let me know on the chat, mate. And I'll tell you, wait and message me with your details too. And we'll get it sorted out and get that stuff sent to you. So well done, Lee Kelly.
There we go. Love it.
Yeah, says,
thanks, Dan.
Chelsea should be 2 up. Liverpool awful. It's been great, yeah, hasn't it? Hasn't it? We've broke up some of that big 6, haven't we? Bia says, I'm hoping for a home draw. Well done, Lee, says Bia, and as does Sefton as well. Yeah, so Lee, fixed all. Well done, Lee, says Ian. Yeah, we had a little technical issue there, but we got it sorted. It went off. But just let me know where we can find you, Lee. What social media you use, and so we can get your details, mate. But yeah, that's not a bad little wheel of fortune, is it?
It's not bad.
It's got a nice little jingle, hasn't it?
It was entertaining.
Yeah. Yes, haven't used that one for a long while, so it's. I think I used it last year on John's channel when I was on there, and he'd done a giveaway for a ticket, and we put it on there. Foxy says it's a fix. Only joking. Well done, Lee. Cheers, thanks. All done. West of the lads. Thanks. I'm on Facebook. Right. Okay, mate. I'll try and find you on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook if I. I'll pull up my profile for you, and then you can see where I am, Lee. But just bear with me 2 minutes. But I mean, going back to West Ham. I mean, realistically, at the end of the season, where would you like to ideally finish in the table?
I would love to finish anywhere except the bottom 3. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. I would love to. Realistically, for me, I would like to see us finish at least 14 or 15. That would be good for me.
Yeah. And Roly, I'm going to ask you, where do you think we're going to finish this season?
You,
Uh,
And I
Newcastle?
know, yeah,
yeah, I think we'll finish third.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. They're you guys deserve it. You guys deserve it. It's definitely not the Spurs. Not the Spurs. Spursy.
no, I think Spurs are going to struggle to get in that top four this season
Yeah.
now. I think last night was their chance. I think last night was Spurs' chance to cement the top four place, and they failed because they got a draw at Everton, didn't they? So, yeah. So I'll just share this little bit here so Lee can see where I am on Facebook. So I don't know if I've got you as a friend or not, Lee, on there, but if I haven't, add me as a friend and I'll add you in, and we will exchange messages. So I'll just bring it up now, just so you can see my profile pic, and then you can have an idea of where to find me. So there we are, Lee. I'm down as Anthony Finlay, so that you can see it on there, even if you want to take a photograph of it. And that's my details there. So that's where you can find me on Facebook. I'll also look you up now, mate, as well. Leicester have equalised against Villa. Harvey Barnes has scored for Leicester. Another player I would love at Newcastle, Harvey Barnes. I think he's a terrific player. Would you have him, Roly?
Yeah, I probably would. Prefer James Maddison.
Wait,
So I wouldn't turn
Really?
him down, but he wouldn't be at the top of my list.
yeah, me too. I would go James Madison if I had to, for me.
Yeah.
Or Ward's
I mean-
Promies.
I mean, were you disappointed this season when West Ham sold Craig Dawson?
Not one bit.
No?
It was time. A lot of people really wanted to keep him. I get it, but it was time. It was time for him to move on. He's doing pretty good with the Wolves right now. There's another friend of mine who's a Wolves fan who's happy to have him, and I said I would have give you a nickel for him too if you wanted to. But no, it's time. There's a lot of West Ham players that it's time to leave. It's time to move on. Some of it hurts, some of it doesn't. But yeah, Dawson wanted out anyway too. Like he really in January really wanted out. So good for him. I like what we have for now.
I think that's one of the things we make complaints about is the investment. How they say, oh, they're going to get a world-class striker and the ownership, and they never do. And it's almost like the team's got old together, and that the players that should have gone a few seasons ago that are still there. I mean, we had that problem when Eddie took over. There are players that really shouldn't have been there. Because when he arrived, you're looking at more than half our squad got us out of the championship. And that shouldn't be, after I forget how many years it was, 6 or 7 years, that shouldn't be happening. They should have most of them should have gone.
Exactly. And I mean, look at Cresswell. Why is he still here? It's like there's a number of players I can say and be like they shouldn't even be here anymore. And just like you said with Eddie Howe, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just been on locally, but I've just put my comment in there. That's what you can look up to find me, and you'll see my black and white photograph. Bia says, I dated a girl from Wolverhampton. She had the same haircut as Dawson. Ian says, where are you from, Italy, Jet? Well, he is actually 6 hours behind us. So where he is at the moment, it's 25 past 4, is it? Or 2?
2.
2. 25 past 2, yeah.
Yes, sir. I am.
Chelsea had a goal disallowed.
Who?
Chelsea.
Oh,
disallowed.
wow.
Chelsea.
Offside. I think they'll check it, but they'll probably take the next 8 hours because they can't decide whether whose shadow is whose.
Right. It's a VAR check.
Yeah.
I am from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm Italian. I have a lot of family in Italy as well. My family's from Sicily, third generation Italian, born here in St. Louis, Missouri. And I love football. I don't like when people call it soccer. I like when called football. So been a
For me.
right. And not only that, I love sports in general. Sports are my passion. Sports are my life.
Oh, brilliant! There you go, Ian. There's your question answered, mate. And yeah, Bia says, yeah, gone to VAR check. Yeah, Sefton says, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. It's free. If you can, hit the bell notifications on future shows. How are the lads? Absolutely, Sefton. That's a goal. The offside rule at Anfield is different.
Wow. That's hilarious. It's true though too.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
There's always something over there.
Yeah, we'll have to. I'm trying to find you, Lee. But what I'll do is after the show, I'll have a good look through and see if I can find you on there. And is anybody else on Facebook that you might be friends with that I'm friends with, like so? And then I can see if I can find you by that as well. So just let me know whoever else your friend, like your friends, you got like Billy or anybody like that, and just let me know. Yeah, Ian says don't like it when they say soccer either.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
Sefton says I'm staying in the loft.
That's awesome.
Well, guys, we're coming to the end of the show, but it's been a great show. It's been fantastic to have the preview. Been great to have Italy Jet on. He messaged me direct, and it was absolutely brilliant to get you on. You know, and yeah, you're more than welcome to come on again. That's for sure.
Awesome.
And I'm sure, especially if West Ham's due up next season, you'll be back on again anyway. So that's for sure. And yeah. So what I normally do is when we're wrapping up the shows, I normally go around the guests and asking. So I'll come to you first. Do you want to let people know where they can find you, what your channel is, where they can find you, and what social media you're on, and they can try and give you a follow on there as well?
I'm Italy Jet. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I do Jets content, and I do other football content as well with Toronto FC and West Ham United. I do 9 to 15 shows a week. I'm on the NR Hour, Let's Talk Sports as well, and I have a bunch of Jets content as well. But that's me, Italy Jet.
There you go, guys. So, yeah, do look up Italy Jet on Twitter and give him a follow, and he'll follow you back. And also, if you go on his bio, go from there, click on his YouTube, and give him a subscribe as well, which is absolutely brilliant. And we'll come to you, Roly, the voice of reason. Do you want to give people a shout out?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Pole67. If you follow me, I'll follow you back.
Oh, yeah. He says you'll find me outside the stadium with Sir Bobby. Yeah, I'll have a look after I leave. Yeah, no worries, mate. But if you find me in the meantime, then just add me as a friend and we'll sort it out that way. Sefton says, great show, lads. Thank you very much, Sefton.
Thanks, Sefton.
Ian says, cheers, guys. Yeah. Ian says, cheers, guys. Great show as always, Tony. Thank you very much indeed, Ian.
Thanks, Ian.
And Sefton says, for Italy, best of luck for the rest of the season, Jet, except tomorrow.
Oh, good stuff. Nice.
And I would imagine, Sefton, Italy Jet's probably just wishing you the best of luck for tonight with Liverpool playing.
You're not alone in that department.
There you go, Sefton. You're not on your own, mate. So there you are. But no, it's been fantastic. It's been absolutely brilliant. And you can find me on Twitter at TonyTony31. So if you follow me there, I'll follow you back. And you know where my channel is because you're on it now. And also on Twitch on the same handle as well. Also, if you like what you see, then please smash the like. It does help the channel. So on your way out, just smash that like Takes 1 second to click the thumbs up. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then hit the subscribe. Free to do so. Helps the channel grow. And that bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows as well. So thank you very much indeed. Like I say, it's been a great... Oh, that's come back on. It's been a great show. And yeah, let's hope it's another win for Newcastle tomorrow and another 3 points in the bag. And that just strengthens our Champions League place. On West Ham's side, they want to win so they can ease relegation worries. But all in all, let's hope. Tomorrow. Yeah, let's hope we continue our winning run. But until then, guys, thank you very much and take care. That's bye-bye from me.
Ciao.
Thank you.